Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. I just woke up, but we do finally have the final Salamangreat card revealed today. Apparently, it is like a Salamangreat version of a Chi-Chi at Ignister. I love his design. He looks so cool. Yeah, not too much else to say there. We're going to get into the card in just a second. He looks sweet, which is kind of interesting because, like, almost... I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I can't think of a single Salamangreat monster that's not an animal, or at least, you know, based off like an animal or a mythological creature. And then this guy is just like a freaking ball. It's like a freaking ball of fire. I love it. Okay, let's get into it, though. This is Salamangreat of Fire. Okay, nice and simple. He is a level 2 Fire Cyberse effect monster. Very, very interesting. It is level 2, you know, a little sprite action. I doubt it with this card, but yeah. Anyway, he is 800 attack, 800 defense, so pretty small, but let's get into him. Let's see if he saves this archetype and saves this support. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one level 4 or lower Salamangreat monster from your deck to your hand, except for Salamangreat of Fire. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except fire monsters. Second effect, at the start of the damage step, if your Cyberse monster battles, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that monster you control. There's like small effects where destroying your own monster like can come up. I doubt it's actually like that good, but whatever. That's definitely like a meh effect. It's really the first effect is the main effect here, but let me know if that actually has other ways to come up, that second effect. But yeah, I mean, long story short, we got Stratos. The deck has never really had a serious Stratos aside from something like Debug, but Debug's not searchable off of Circle. Debug gets punished severely by certain cards like Ghost Ogre, or any type of removal, which is pretty rough. And this card does not, and this card is just straight up better than Debug for the deck. The only downside, of course, is that it has that effect that does lock the deck into fires. One of the cool things with Salad is over the years, like Mirage Stalio was really the only thing that locked them. So if you didn't do a Mirage Stalio line, you weren't getting locked. But I do think for turn 1, this is pretty damn good. Just thinking about it, it's now like might just be the best normal summon for the deck. On normal summon, you add Gazelle. You can link this card off for Baylinks, trigger Gazelle, trigger Baylinks. You can chain block. Then Gazelle sending Spinny. Spinny revives. Make Mirage Stalio. Summon a Jaguar. Like, you're literally just going like crazy here. You could even try to go for like a... Oh no, is Foxy only on normal summon? Excavation. You could even potentially try to go for Foxy there, I think. If you don't need the extender and try to like find another free card. You know, dig for a trap, dig for a will, something like that. Or just another follow-up. But this card has a lot of advantages. You know, over the course of Salamangreat's lifespan, we were playing either Flame Buffalo or Lady Debug in most cases. And so actually having a Salamangreat, you know, normal summon here could be really, really huge. I think it's also important to note that, like, if you play this card, maybe Parallel Exceed isn't as worth in the deck, because this doesn't just lock you from summoning fires from extra. It's fires, period, which does, you know, it's a little bit tougher, but it is one card combo. It is pretty dang good. It's also, there's also a world where like maybe you could still play some of those cards, and this is just a one of in the deck. This is only rest of the turn. So if you're able to start with something else, use a Parallel Exceed or something, and then go Mirage Stalio to summon this card, and so you're getting this body plus the search for another monster. I could see that being pretty solid as well. I mean, realistically, like, I would expect a card like this to have that type of restriction. The only thing I could complain about a little bit is that this isn't searching any Salamangreat card. It's only monster. You guys know, like, my biggest thing with the deck was like, give me another search for one of the traps. And to be fair, I'm I'm complaining here, but we did get the new Link 4 that also just gets a free trap, and I believe this card is going to make the deck much better at just getting to that Link 4 anyway. So that's, you know, not a legitimate complaint on my end that I should be able to have. And so yeah, I think this is a good card. There's a legit world where we just say, fuck it, these are the best. Like, this is the best normal summon. It has way better synergy. I can actually search this off of Circle, whereas before Circle was like only getting either mid starter cards or extender cards. And because you couldn't get Debug, you couldn't get Flame Buffalo, you always wanted those to be your normal summon. You know, in most cases. And so you were getting like Gazelle with it, but now you get this card, and this card gets you a Gazelle, which is just better. It's just a harder plus. And that's one of the things I was worried about, because if a lot of our plays do want us to Link climb up into the new Link 4, turn 1 for that extra free trap card, you know, that definitely matters. So very cool. I do think this card does salvage the support a bit. It's not... I gave you guys my description of like the types of cards I wanted to see. If this could have also like, if this had like add a level 4 lower Salamangreat monster from deck to hand, or set a Salamangreat trap, it could have been just trap. Then I'd be like, boom, support is 100% saved in my opinion. But I still think this is a good card overall. I don't want to poo-poo it. I still think this is a solid card. This might just straight up be the best way to play the deck now. We're scrapping Debug. We're scrapping Flame Buffalo. And just rolling with like a very pure variant of the deck. That is very, very possible. But we do lose some things in there. We talked about Parallel Exceed. Also, any hand where you use this card earlier on, you're locking yourself out of Splash Mage, Transcode, Access Code, which is one of the hugest things in the deck. You know, going second. But even that being said, I would argue that most of the time you're not doing that always on like legit turn 2. You like grind for a bit, and on your follow up you're not locking yourself out of fire. So you still probably play those, because on a follow up turn you're just get 2 bodies on the field and then Link climb up and wipe a board. And it's not that big of a deal, but it is worth noting it could definitely come up. But it's some trade-off, but I do still think it could still be the best normal summon for the deck overall. But obviously, I want to know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comment section down below where you land on this card. Is that restriction really severe enough that it really does take away enough from the card? Is it, like I said, maybe a one-off that you literally just play to summon off of Mirage Stalio, like after you've already used a Parallel Exceed and other cards that you might want? Because you're going to be locked from Mirage Stalio anyway, so like, you know, that restriction wouldn't come up nearly as hard, and as a one if you're not hard drawing it and forcing yourself into a lock earlier on. I want to know what you really think. So let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, and just also where Salamangreat is with the final card revealed here. I think they're not in the worst position. It's not the perfect card. It's not the same archetype of card or type of card that I described in my video. But I do still think it's good overall. But I'm out of here for today. I've rambled enough about one single card, but it is a big one, and it is salad, so it kind of deserves it. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.